What's going on, Assassins? It's Darkshot of the YouTube Assassin, and a couple of days ago we had a discussion about brand new content that may possibly be coming out for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and a lot of questions remained. Some people wanted to know, what would they even do? Would they have further adventures? Would the Eagle Bearer leave Greece altogether? Would it be something to do with Deimos? What would happen in this game? What would we deal with? What would we have going on?
Ya yeet!
I can't believe we're getting Ya Yeets in this game 2 years later and it's having Ya Yeets. Anyway, there are a lot of questions that come to mind when we're thinking of any type of content for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Basically, what would they do? Would they be continuing her adventures, which would be the most likely scenario, or they could do other things? Above all else, I do not believe that we will see any sort of DLC or events or extra content that is going to deal with Greece during the years that Valhalla takes place. I know that in Valhalla, we're going to be seeing Cassandra go over to visit Eivor. They're going to have an adventure together. They're going to have a crossover. And that's what we're going to see in Valhalla. However, it does not make sense for us to see Cassandra in Greece at the year that Valhalla is taking place. They would have to basically upgrade a lot of stuff in this game. It would basically be a brand new game. So all these soldiers would be different. The Spartans, the Athenians, it would all change. It would have to be something that's more current with what's going on in England and around the world during the years that Valhalla is taking place. And that's just going to be too much. Honestly, you want to keep your resources. You want to keep it low budget. Not low budget where the graphics of the game sucks, but low budget where you're not exuding a lot of finance to redo a game. The game would have to take place all around Greece in the current state that it is in Odyssey, the current year. So we don't want Cassandra to age too much. Maybe a couple of years later or something, but not too much. We still want to be able to utilize all these areas. Honestly, don't think that they would put any add-on areas like outside of here over in England or anything like that, because I think that that would kind of strain the budget. If anything, I think that what they should have done, and I've said this before, anybody who's been with the channel has known that since Odyssey came out, after we got done with both DLCs, I've always said that this was a missed opportunity where you could have made content to get us through to Valhalla, and the content could have easily have been the flip side of the Eagle Bearer story. Regardless of who you chose as the Eagle Bearer, whether it's Cassandra or Alexios, you also have Deimos in the game, who is obviously whoever you did not pick. All you would have needed was to kind of do the flip side of certain cutscenes, such as when the cultists all meet and Deimos comes in with the severed head. You could have done the flip side of this game, other cutscenes, other missions, to see what Deimos was doing as the Eagle Bearer was doing their thing. So, if you had picked Alexios, he was your Eagle Bearer, Cassandra was Deimos, what would happen is you would be playing the other side. You'd be playing as Cassandra, trying to get Alexios, or doing a bunch of behind-the-scenes violent things in order to get the information needed to go take the Eagle Bearer out. That could have been one thing that they did, and again, it's a missed opportunity. I don't think it would have taken way too much programming to do, and in fact, that would have been 2 DLCs right there, because you could have had maybe broken it up into two parts, one half of the game and then the second half of the game while people were playing the first half of the game as the other character. That would have been one way to go. The other thing that you could do is maybe start up a new cult, and that's who Cassandra or Alexios is chasing in Valhalla. That would kind of make sense. Kind of get this whole dream state going and understood. That really would be like one way to go. Above all else, I don't think that, we would run into Layla. I don't think we would run into like anything else that was like really out of the ordinary. Maybe running into Retta or something like that. That would have been cool. Maybe having certain assassins kind of come to this area and she kind of learns a little bit about them, but you don't want it to go too far from where it is now as far as historically or a timeline. Because again, you want to be able to use all these resources. You don't want them to make a terrible game, but you don't want them to have to rewrite the entire game. It would make no sense. You would just need to make like a sequel, direct sequel to this game, the same way that Final Fantasy does with some of their games. You've got Final Fantasy 13, 13.2, 13.3. That's what they would have to do with this if we're going to go further than the present time of Cassandra herself, which makes no sense. Then that's not Odyssey content. That's a whole new game. Anyway, I want to know from you guys, what do you think? Do you think that a scenario a little further into the future would work? Do you think that you even want to bother with Odyssey DLC, with some extra DLC, with some extra areas? Do you want it to be extra maps? Do you want them to add on to this? Or are you okay in the same location and you just kind of sort of work it out there? You kind of sort of work brand new adventures here. Not like the Tales of Greece, because those were like, kind of like one-shot things. I'm talking about like an entire DLC. Brand new cultist, brand new person she's fighting, something like that. Maybe set it up for Valhalla. She's been following these guys for years, possibly. Let me know your thoughts. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. It helps this channel out an awful lot. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. You know how we end this. Definitely on a Yayi.